Hello everybody, I hope you're having a fabulous day. Today I have a new build, building a castle actually. Now this is like part one, just to let you know this is going to be a pretty big build because it's going to be pretty massive and I've never built a castle in The Sims. I sort of kind of maybe built one in The Sims 3, but it wasn't like this massive. I was more into the pet stuff and would build horse barns and it would be so detailed, I've always wanted to build a castle, but my problem is I want it to look legit like a castle does in real life, but I just didn't quite know how to do it, and I just didn't have confidence in my abilities. And now I'm not saying I have confidence in my abilities as of this moment, but I thought, okay, let's try this. Let's challenge ourselves here. I need something, I don't mind, I love my Let's Plays, and I love building houses, I really do, but I want something different, I want to change it up, and I was like, how about a castle? And it's part of me's yeah, castle! Other part of me's oh no, this is a massive mistake, what have we done? And so, yeah, so castle, this is what we're building, because I don't want to just build the outside and not do the inside. I want to build everything, have it fully furnished, and massive, and have a lot of rooms that aren't actually used. Well, can be used, but they're kind of useless. So yeah, so castle. So just to let you know, it's styled more like European type castles, but the interior is gonna be renovated, like a renovated castle. It's still gonna be stonework and all that kind of stuff, old style, but at the same time there's gonna be rooms that are more modern in style. I want to put a pool area, and I want to put I just had a movie theater, rooms that wouldn't have existed back then. But the reason I'm doing that is because there's a lot of rooms that castles had that The Sims 4 either A, you really can't do, or B, there'd be pointless rooms, and I don't really want to build 10 rooms that are completely pointless. I'd rather build rooms that have become modernized and have use, like a pool, or a movie theater, or a spa area, or something like that. So it has use, it's not just whatever. So yeah, but okay, so here we have pretty much the basic shape. I was really trying to decide what I wanted to do, but what I ended up at the moment, this is subject to change, because it may or may not work out this way. It might drastically change, because as the video title says, this is part one. So okay, so before I go any farther, what I'm doing right now is on some other castle builds, because I looked it up, because I'm I don't know how to build a castle in The Sims 4, help. They did this really cool thing where they build into the ground to give the castle more depth. And part of me really wants to do that, but at the same time another part of me really wants the castle to be surrounded by a lake. And then at the same time, my brain is I don't want any of that. I just want a regular castle. So I went ahead and built it, and I saved it as a room, and I think I deleted it, and it still exists. So that way it's okay, I'm getting bogged down by this. I need to focus on the castle part. And so it exists, and I might put it in. And if you like the look of it, let me know. I'm looking for input here, because I honestly don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So this took me a while, and I didn't realize how long this part took. I'd watch people do it, and they just zoom speed, and I know that, granted, I know that they are speeding through, they have it sped up, but I'm just so fast. So this was it was very interesting, definitely something I'd never done before. So it was okay, this whole build series, mini build series, is going to be stuff Sarah has never done in The Sims 4 before. Ugh. So anyway, yeah, so that might change. It might turn into a lake. I don't really know. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, feedback below, ideas, suggestions, things like that, because I really don't know. So let's see. Oh, back to the design of the castle. What I kind of decided to kind of do at the moment is I wanted castles back then, in Europe, a lot of the castles have kind of walls area. Okay. I'm not speaking in full sentences, but let me try to get my point across. I didn't want it to be a mansion-esque castle. I wanted it to be a castle. And massive, it's hard to explain, but like I didn't want to just build like one section of the castle, or it's not really making a lot of sense. But I built like kind of the basic wall type. Like it has a wall, like an outstanding wall, and then it has like stuff on the inside. And like at the moment it has kind of this massive courtyard, and I kind of like it, but at the same time I don't really know how well it's going to work out when I go to put rooms in. But at the same time it's like it makes sense to have like that much space, because like it's 4 stories tall, so it's a massively tall castle, and like you can always build down too. And so it's not like there's going to be an unavailability of rooms. So it's just kind of confusing, but it all works out, I guess. And it will all work out. We will have this glorious castle in the end. But yeah, so like it's for I'm not sentencing, help me. Okay, so at the moment it has like this massive courtyard, and that kind of the 2 little pillars, columns, whatever they're called, thingies with the anyway, that back area in the back corner is gonna be like, I want to make it like a garden. And like I thought about like maybe having like part of the castle like kind of be like a walkway in between, like to like the garden, to like the outside of the castle. But then at the same time, like you're kind of confined to like the 64 size lot. And I don't necessarily know if this is making any sense. I'm like, in my brain, I'm like repeating back what I'm saying, and I'm like, I'm not making any sense. Like to me, I'm not making any sense. So, okay. Moving on from that. Castle building, yes. Okay, so another thing, like, okay, so on each of the corners, they kind of have like these tall they're not really pillars, and they're not columns, they're just kind of these massive corner thing, like lookout towers, essentially. Like when battles, like back then, is like you have a giant lookout tower so you can see. But it was kind of challenging. At the moment, I don't know how I'm going to do the roof, because part 1, I really wanted to focus on building the castle exterior and didn't really want to do too much on the inside. Like I didn't do any inside stuff. I'm like, it got to the point where I'd been like building for like an hour and a half, and I was like, okay, I need to stop. I need to take a break. My brain is hurting. So, because I kind of I was like going back and forth, looking, like there's some pauses and everything, looking at pictures and going back and forth and everything, trying to get like reference photos, but at the same time do something original, but at the same time make it look realistic. And I'm gonna be honest, it's really kind of challenging. Like building a castle is hard, and the roof, honestly, like I think part 2 is probably gonna be goal is to like work on the roof, because the roof is the part I'm gonna hate the most. Oh no, I did work on the roof. Maybe, see, the problem is I made this like several days ago, and I was like, I've done lots of things since then, and it's like lots of music things in like my own personal life, and I'm like, I don't have a brain right now. So okay, I did work on, okay, so since we did the roof, and that pretty much the last like 5 minutes has been like completely pointless, let me know what you think of the roof, because I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. And like I don't know if I want to do like this style of roofing, or like change it and make it like half walls, and like where you have like gaps and everything so it looks kind of like a wall. I don't really know. Or like fencing / half walls, or what. But I don't know. I'm looking for recommendations here, I guess. I don't really know. And like it really just depends on what you want. But at the same time, Sims 4 roofing is kind of challenging when you have awkward shapes. And let me tell you, this castle has awkward shapes, because it's like not symmetrical at all. And like there's no round circle roofs or anything in Sims 4, so it's really challenging to build something like this part right here, where I'm like trying to figure out how the roof is ever all going to work. And I don't know. It's something I need to like kind of sit with and sit in my brain and like do more research with. And I just feedback would be lovely. So, but yeah, so like, and I also have like a list of rooms that I want to put in, but I'm definitely open to suggestions there, because like I'm part of me's assuming there's going to be a lot of space, but then at the same time, like, I've kind of made a massive courtyard, so there might not be as much space as I think there is. But, like, right now, like, what I want to do is, like, have, like, a massive kitchen area, but, like, modernize it and everything. So, like, I'm just trying to figure out how everything's going to work, and it's a process. Building a castle is not easy. If you want something that's going to take you more than, like, one sit down of building a castle will do it. Like, see right here, a circle roof would be perfect, because that part actually it's 8 sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is 8 sides a hexagon? Octagon. It's an octagon. It's a hexagon is 6 sides. It's an octagon, and so a circle roof honestly would have been great, because you could just go whoop, there you go, boom. But, like, I don't know. I don't really know what to do roofing style there. I might try the half wall thing, because like, when you build something for a long period of time, especially one project, your brain kind of starts to turn to mush eventually, and you lose ideas. It's like you start to build, like, oh, I could do this and this and this, and unless you either write it down or have a great memory or something, it's not going to go over that well. So, yeah. But here I was just trying to decide what windows I wanted, and, like, I didn't, like, I really like those, like, stained glass ones, but the problem is they only come in, like, 2 styles, and they're different, and I just, so I ended up going with kind of the plain generic ones that have a lot of colors that match, because I would rather have different types of windows all be the same color than, like, one style of window throughout the entire thing. But then again, castles are castles, and castles are weird. I don't know what I'm doing. So, but I ended up going a lot with these kind of rectangle type, and I did more on the sides. I'm not quite sure how to do the front, because, like, I've kind of made this entrance-y way, and I think I might take off, like, right now it's 3 stories high. I might take off that middle one, then make it a 2-story tall archway, entranceway thing. Because, okay, so I end up putting the entrance to the castle, like, kind of in the back corner, like the opposite corner of the entrance, which is kind of weird, but I didn't really know where to put it otherwise, because it didn't feel grand enough to really put it anywhere, and, like, I've kind of planned where I want the kitchen to go, kind of on the bottom left, and that's about the only other place that I could think to put an entrance, and I don't really know. And then, like, we will get on later, but then I forgot that The Sims 4 has this issue with stairs called diagonal stairs don't exist in The Sims 4. Because I had this great plan, where the stairs were going to go, and I went to do it, and I'm like, oh, wait. Diagonal stairs are not a thing. Yay, Sims 4. Whoop-de-doodles, no. Oh, and there I accidentally deleted the entire bottom floor and had a floating castle. We could totally make Howl's, instead of Howl's Moving Castle, Howl's Floating Castle, if you've ever seen that movie. Oh, it's a good movie. But, like, so here I was kind of struggling with how many windows are too many windows. So, like, suggestions, feedback, comments, because, like, okay, see here, there I kind of sectioned it off. I kind of want to put the kitchen there, because I want to make a massive kitchen, because, like, castle, like, you'd have, obviously castle would probably be bigger than this, but you'd have, like, a massive kitchen that could feed, like, 100 people really easily, and so I want to make, like, a massive kitchen, and granted, it won't feed that many, because that would take forever. You'd spend cooking for, like, 3 days, and half the food would go bad, but I want to make a massive kitchen, and then I also want to make, like, a massive dining area. And since Sims doesn't really have, like, a massive table, granted, you could make one really long table. I don't really know if that's what I want to do. I'm leaning more towards, like, not really pub-esque, but, that'd be a real, sorry, I just had an idea. And I will tell you about it in just a minute. Kind of, like, separate, like, a whole bunch of separate tables, like the really long tables, but have, like, 6 of them all in there, and so you can still have a lot of people, but you just kind of have multiple tables. And so, okay, I just had this idea, and I don't know if it will work, because it might be too late to incorporate this, and it might be a thing, like, maybe we could do something a little bit different-esque, but, like, what if, like, I included, like, different, like, shop, well, okay, Okay, inspiration idea. Okay, inspiration idea has come full circle. So yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do it in this build because okay, I'm not really making sense. But my idea was to like I could put like a pub bar in there, and I could put like shops and everything, because like you have the courtyard area, you could have like shops and things to do, and I'm just like, that doesn't really make sense for this build. So I'm gonna not do that for this build, but I'm gonna totally do it in a different build. So it might not come into existence for a while, but at the same time, it might be right around the corner, because I get ideas and sometimes I'm just like, oh, I have to do this now. So, so let me just stutter. The columns area. I saw that from someone else's build. I don't know what build. But they use like columns to create. Theirs was more of a use like to kind of have an outdoor walkway, and like I wanted to do that, but the castle I built and building isn't really suited to have like an exterior walkway. So it's like I decided, oh, I'll just make like a kind of outdoor mini courtyard area. So yeah. I don't really know how to work out, but yeah. And here I was struggling, like hardcore struggling with like deleting the what do you call it? The floor pieces, these things. And so I got so fed up. I was like, okay, I can go watch a tutorial later. Right now, I'm gonna just leave this. So it kind of looks cool in the shadows, but at the same time, it's like, oh, good job, Sarah. Oh, and here I realized my mistake. There are really only like 3 kind of I consider almost epic castle doors, and they're all too wide. And the problem I had was I made mine the wrong size to have it fit centered, to have it be centered. And so I realized and so then I couldn't figure out how to change it because it's on an angle, and your brain when you try to fix something like this, your brain doesn't always process it correctly. Sometimes it's like, this is how you do it, and you do it, and you're just like, that was wrong. So, but I figured it out, and because I was trying to decide what door to do, and I honestly, I kind of wish that there was a more grand-esque door. I don't really know. But see, the thing is though, I don't want to use any custom content on this build because I want it to be able to be downloaded. So, and so here's my stair thing where I was like, dang it, I have to put the stairs over here. So I'm totally going to put in like secret stairs everywhere, and I kind of put one in, but like secret stairs are going to be a thing. And so, but the thing is though, when you put in the stairs though, it makes you realize kind of how small the interior of the castle is, even though it is on the 64 by 64 lot. So I don't know, but yeah, I get just feedback. Let me know what you guys think, comments and suggestions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I upload 3 times a week, hopefully doing that more often. And don't forget to follow me on social media. The links are down below. And there's no screenshots for today because it's not done, and I'm not going to post like screenshots of this. So, yeah, so I hope you guys have an awesome day. See you guys next time. Bye.